Ladies and gentlemen, guys, this is Rise, and we are off to a new season. It is spring, the birds are chirping, and we are in the Spring Cup. We are running a team featuring Trevenant, Tentacruel, and Celio. We're running a shiny Celio. Why? Because it's a rank 4. It's pretty dang good, and I like Celio. You could also run Dugong if you want with this team. Our opponents got that idea. They're running a Dugong. And this team went on a very miraculous run for me to start off the new cup. It's nice when you start a new cup, a new meta, and things click right away. It at least was clicking with this team for a while as we went on a really nice run that you're going to see here. Trevenant, Tentacruel, and Celio. And personally, since these battles are fairly fresh in my mind, I think Tentacruel as a safe swap has been functioning really well for me in the Spring Cup, at least so far. And specifically because with this team, if Tentacruel lures out a Lanturn, Trevenant farming it down can cause real problems for the opponent. So let's see how these games play out. We're going to hard pivot into our Tentacruel because we don't want to allow Empoleon to get a big farm down here. And Tentacruel, surprisingly, can really hold its own against Empoleon. That water typing resists the Steel Wings. Of course, our poison jabs are resisted. All our moves are resisted, but Scald, as we know, is a very, very solid move, and we're able to get that attack drop against the Empoleon. That lures our opponent into swapping to clear their debuff and gives us extra farm on the Tentacruel. Now a Drill Peck is firing off. Tentacruel eats it, and we are going to go for the Scald here once again and getting another attack drop. I got pretty lucky with attack drops in some of these games. I go for a potential catch on Celio. I'm unsuccessful, but I do force him to throw energy eventually anyway. And this is massive because we have a Seed Bomb banked on the Trevenant. All we need to do is get to a move on our Tentacruel, and we are smooth sailing because we know even if Empoleon farms us down, we are going to get off that Seed Bomb on the charge attack priority. We get it off. Remember, Empoleon is debuffed, I believe, and our poison jabs actually outpace the damage of the Steel Wings, which is pretty crazy since that's double resisted versus single resisted damage, but it was debuffed, so that's probably why that happened. Let's skip ahead a little bit onto our next battle. You're also going to see my ELO reveal in this video. Next team, we see a tough lead, Abomasnow, but let's see if Tentacruel can put in work as the safe swap. They swap in the Lanturn, okay, so we're getting pretty much hard countered here. We talked about that sort of thing a few videos ago, like getting hard countered sometimes, trying your best to overcome it. So here's a good example, right, where we're getting hard countered, but we're not going to give up. We hard lost lead, hard lost swap, but we come in with Trev, and we understand that because this Lanturn is debuffed, we can get a very massive farm here. And I know my Trevenant is lined up against a bad matchup in the Abomasnow anyway, right? So I want to try and get as much farm as possible. My energy is more valuable than any sort of health at this point, in my opinion. We're expecting Obama to come back in. Let's see what does come in. It's actually a Meowscarada. So we swap. Our Trevenant literally has nowhere to go. So this is all up to Celio in the back, and Celio going to land the body slam here. Meowscarada, I don't even know what this thing is running at this point. So I shield just to be safe. It's a Night Slash, so could have afforded to take that, unfortunately. Would have been better off saving our shields for the potential energy ball here. Body slam connects, and we are going to have to respect an energy ball, especially since we've already used the shield, right? I feel like it's unlikely our opponent baits us. Going to get off another body slam here, and my switch timer is coming up. My opponent knows I have a ton of energy, so I throw the body slam. They shield, and I'm going to bait the Seed Bomb. If I can successfully grab the shield here, I have a Shadow Ball loaded as well, and the Shadow Ball is going to connect as the opponent's shields are down. Shadow Ball knocks out Obama, going for the Shadow Claw down. I think the opponent recognized they had to double up in order to win the game. So there we go. Hard lost lead, hard lost swap. Celio had play against both of the remaining two Pokemon and was able to put in a lot of work there, as well as the energy we farmed on the Trev coming in clutch. Searching for the next opponent. Queue times started to get pretty brutal at some point here. And we are searching. We find Vincent Van Gogh. Another negative lead. We're going to swap into Tentacruel. We have 2 answers for Tropius. And they swap Golisopod. And Golisopod, not the best answer here. If they're running Aerial Ace, that'd be a little bit better for them. But they're running X's or so. Both of their charge moves are resisted. So we're both hitting each other for neutral fast move damage. And our charge moves are resisted. I guess Acid Spray is neutral, but obviously that doesn't do much. So I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm like, you know, I can probably take another X's or no problem. And maybe get the farm down here. He goes for the Liquidation, does a little bit more. And maybe if he had gone for double Liquidation, that would have flipped that. But we're able to get the farm down. In comes a Pelipper. We're going to go for the Scald here. Could argue maybe Acid Spray was a play as well to debuff this Pelipper, force it out of there. And I come in with the Trev knowing that there's a Tropius in the back. And I'm cognizant of the potential catch. So I go for the Shadow Ball here. Let's see if our opponent recognizes we went for Shadow Ball. They do. Nice shield. But we got the Celio lined up against Mr. Tropius. Now, Dugong would probably be a little bit better here since you have the Icy Wind. But Celio is pretty dang solid as well. Plus, it's nice having a 2-turn move of Powder Snow where you can time your charge moves a little bit more effectively. Body Slam connects. I could have gone for the back-to-back there, but I guess that was a risk I didn't want to take in the moment. And now I can actually go for the full Powder Snow down. I've got double Body Slam, and I feel like I might even live a Weather Ball from this range. So I felt like this was a win con right here. He goes straight for the Hurricane, and we are going to go for the Body Slam here. I got to tease Vincent a little bit because we won this game. Crickets. And he switched up his team to a team that like perfectly hard counters my team, and we played him at the end of the stream, and immediate tag, GG's Rise, like, Vincent, bro, you're like the living meme of what I make fun of. Like, bro, tag me both times. If you're going to tag me, don't change to a hard counter team and beat me and then tag me, bro. Come on. Okay. Anyway. Not a big deal. We're playing Riblet, a phenomenal battler. So we win lead. He swaps into Tentacruel. And we're going to build up the Shadow Ball and bait the C-Bomb here. I'm okay. Like, even if he lets this go, it does some solid damage. So then we're going to swap into our own Tentacruel where we can absorb everything that he's going to be able to dish out against us. Scald doesn't do that much. We do get our attack dropped, which is unfortunate. Going to go for another... Oh, I guess I'm not going to go for another Scald. I guess I kind of want to get lower. And him Acid Spraying me is kind of nice to some extent because now when the Lanturn comes back, it's going to get less farm because I'm debuffed. So at this point, I kind of lost count, to be honest. And I'm just kind of hoping that this is an Acid Spray. So we get lucky there. Gonna go for an Acid Spray of our own against the Lanturn. And like I mentioned, we are so debuffed. So Lanturn only gets a handful of sparks. I'm really slow to react. And now all of a sudden, the Empoleon is a massive core breaker. And here, you're going to see me like, we just lose. There's nothing we can do. To be fair, I think that was a premature top left on my part. So I do apologize for that. I think the problem, right, is Empoleon is ahead on energy. It's going to outpace the Trevenant to the moves. Our Trevenant was dry. But I could have, like, I don't even know, to be honest. I could have come in with Celio, sacked it, and then hoped Trev could sweep or something. I don't know. I think it was a premature top left by me, but a very tough and dire-looking situation as we had no Empoleon answer behind energy at that point. And if we come in with Trev against the Empoleon, then our Celio can't deal with the Lanturn. So it seemed like kind of an impossible situation. Look at that. Mr. Jonkus, one of the most popular content creators in all of Pokemon Go PvP. We lead into the Ferrothorn. He swaps a shiny Quillfish. I'm a big fan of the Quillfish. We call it the Quill God on the channel sometimes. And we're going for the Seed Bomb here. It is the Water Poison type, not the Dark Poison, Hisuian Quillfish. So Seed Bomb hits for neutral. And he goes for the Sludge Wave here. I kind of expected the Sludge Wave since it's Poison Sting. And I was just gauging how much it did to see if I could take another potentially. So, but since it did less than half, I figure I could take one worst case scenario. He lets it go through. He's not willing to go down 2 shields. Comes back in with the Ferrothorn. We're going to get off this Acid Spray to debuff the Ferrothorn. And Acid Spray is going to make these poison jabs do a little bit more. He's going to fire off a Power Whip here. Power Whip should be enough to knock out our Tentacruel, and we just got to keep alignment. We're up a shield. This is looking pretty good. There is a Pelipper in the back, and we are in a pretty good-looking situation here. Celio up a shield, has a positive matchup against Pelipper anyway. At this point, I feel like I can live a Hurricane and get off my Body Slam anyway, so I'm just willing to no shield. And he goes for the bait, which kind of makes sense. Like, he's behind. He's got to try to do something to pull it out, and we were able to get the win here. Not a whole lot Junkus could have done in that game against us. I think he had a pretty unfavorable team comp, so honestly not sure what he really could have done. Maybe, like, swapping the Pelipper instead would have been the only thing he could have done differently, but even then, he would have had to like pull off some shenanigans, like land a Hurricane or get some successful baits. So a nice win there, and we are going to skip ahead to the next set. Oh, and get our starting elo. Let's see, starting elo is going to be, I think it already went, and it'll show up in a sec, right? 2374. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Bless you, Rise. Thanks, chat. Thanks, comments. And now we're going to go on to our next set. So pretty high starting elo, I believe. 2374 is pretty good. We're like almost at veteran already. I guess not almost, like halfway between ace and veteran. Is ace 2250? No, ace is 2000. So anyway, I am wrong about everything there. We are in the Tentacruel mirror. We swapped first. We swapped out of a bad lead, and he greeted us with his own Tentacruel down energy. So this seemingly is going to be good for us. Hopefully we can knock out this Tentacruel and keep alignment, or win back alignment, I should say. He's going to shield this up, and at this point, I think I might be willing to just let my Tentacruel go and take the shield advantage. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take the shield advantage. We're up a shield here. Trev is unfortunately going to have to eat a move before getting the farm down here, and it is a Skull. That's going to chunk. What was the lead again? I missed it. I was rambling. Pelipper? Okay, we're going to get off the Shadow Ball here against the Pelipper and hope that our Celio has play against the back Pokemon. Celio, Powder Snow's down, and there is a Chestnut in the back. Chestnut, I would think in an even shield scenario, would probably be favored against Celio, but in the 2-to-1s, these Powder Snows are just going to keep chunking. We're going to outpace the Body Slam as well, and Celio forces the top left. Also, I have a confession. This video is slight clickbait. I know, gasp. Rise, what are you talking about? We didn't actually go 13-2 with this team. We went 12-2-1. There was a tie, but I kind of like the sound of 13-2. Oh, man. This could be bad. This could be Rise turning to the dark side. We went 12-2-1, but like, I can't say 12-2-1 in the title. That just sounds so scuffed. Plus, I'll get like, well, maybe it's good for comment interaction. Because people will be like, Rise, what does 12-2-1 mean? Whenever I tie a game in GBL, there's always people that ask, like, why does it say 3-1-1 on your record for that set? And I'm like, because we tied a game. So it's funny how some people like haven't ever seen that in like sports or when people list their records out and stuff. Kind of funny. Next opponent, Trev into Galarian Weezing, and we're gonna safe swap Tentacruel because we don't have to work. We don't want to worry about the super effective brutal swings being thrown at our Trevenant. He's gonna throw a move, and he actually fires the Overheat before swapping out. So he might be running Sludge Overheat. That might be a giveaway there, and we get the attack drop against this opposing Tentacruel. Tentacruel, yeah, like we talked about, is really solid in this meta. Has a lot of play against everything. Even Lanturn, like obviously that's a bad matchup for Tentacruel, but the Acid Spray debuff and the Poison Jabs like start to add up. It's not the most comfortable if you're willing to expend shields and shield Thunderbolts. We are going to see our opponent throw an Acid Spray here. I'm actually going to bank my move and come in with Trev, and I get the full farm down. Quite nice. Weezing comes back, but we're way ahead on energy. Unfortunately, Weezing is so fast getting to its moves that we are going to still have to use some shields here. I suspected it was Overheat Brutal Sludge before, but looks like we were wrong. It's actually Brutal Swing. And we are going to have to shield up this. Maybe I could have tanked this and gotten off my move anyway, but I decided to shield it. And we are going to go for the Resisted Seed Bomb. I feel like it should be enough at this point against the Poison-type Pokemon. Grass is resisted. We knock it out, and there is a Ferrothorn in back. So I think it was a good thing that we shielded, because Trev is by far our best answer to the Ferrothorn. Our other two Pokemon definitely struggle against Ferro. We go for the combo play, and I thought I got the CMP catch here because no move went through, but actually our opponent had just waited a turn, gets the full farm down, and all of a sudden this looks kind of scary. I wait out my clock, and I figure, I'll come in with Celio. He does a Bullet Seed. Check out how weird this is. He does a Bullet Seed, and he flash cannons me. So I'm like, what the heck? Is he not running Power Whip? So then he does two more. And then he Power Whips me. So I'm not sure what happened there. If he just kind of had a brain fart or if he panicked and threw the wrong move. But a bit unfortunate for the opponent. Shadow Ball connects, knocks out the Pharaoh, and we're able to get the win there. We've got maybe like 3 more battles in this video. Spring Cup, Great League Edition. Let me know in the comments this video, what is your favorite season? What is your favorite season? Is it spring? Is it summer? Is it fall or is it winter? Also, do you call fall or do you call it autumn? Let me know that as well. Trev into Lanturn, terrific lead. So we want to try and maintain this. They swap into Abomasnow. We swap Tentacruel, and Tentacruel can live an Energy Ball, so I'm very much willing to tank one. And you see we can get the jab down. We maintain alignment, and because we maintained alignment, our opponent felt like there was no way out of it. So pretty straightforward win there. You know what's funny, though, is that game took like forever. We were in queue times forever. I have it edited a bit so you don't see the queue times, or at least the full length of them. But we were in queue for like 15 minutes, dude, and then the game was so fast. Uh-oh, Shadow Mawile is on the loose, and this thing kind of core breaks our team. So if you guys decide to run this team that I'm running, Shadow Mawile is certainly a problem because it beats both your Celio and your Trevenant pretty hard. So I swapped straight into, what am I doing? Straight into my Tentacruel, which maybe it was a bad idea. Maybe it would have been better to go Celio here. But to be fair, like, if I go Celio, like, that's an even harder counter for the Ferrothorn. So let's see how this game plays out. He is going to fire off another move here against our Tentacruel. We're going to farm down with Trev. We're expecting the Mawile to come in. I go for a Seed Bomb right away. I was kind of hoping he lets this go through because he knows it's just a Seed Bomb. But he shields it. I guess he sensed that we might be double weak to this Mawile. And the clever Mawile going to power up punch us and just ramp up these Fire Fangs. And man, this is so brutal. And I build up to the Water Pulse. I'm going to bait the Body Slam. He's seen my line. And he calls it, dude. What the heck? What the heck, dude? Imagine if I'd gone for Water Pulse there. We might have been back in this game. But he calls the bait. I'm going to go for another Body Slam here, hoping he just lets the Mawile go down. But no mercy. He is trying to destroy us with the Mawile. I figured, like, I couldn't really shield this, because if I do, then I have no shields for Trev against something in the back. I do barely get the farm down before going down, and it is a Venusaur. So even if I had shielded the Celio to get rid of the Trev, to get rid of the Mawile, my Trevenant was completely dry on energy, so it would have got outpaced anyway to a move by the Venusaur, or at least outpaced to a Frenzy Plant as compared to a Shadow Ball there, since it's 6 Vine Whips to Frenzy and 7 Shadow Claws to Shadow Ball. We've got a couple more battles here, and this is the last video I think I'm recording. I was originally going to plan out like 6 videos. I think I'm going to do 3, one for each day that I'm gone back home in Milwaukee. and get a few hours of sleep before my flight. My flight leaves in like 5 hours, and I have not slept. We'll see what happens. Oh man, that would be pretty bad if I missed the flight, but worse things have happened in the world. I won't let it happen. I will set multiple alarms. I will pack very quickly, probably forget things. No, just kidding. I'm going to be super responsible. Everything's going to work out great. And looks like we're struggling with these queue times. So, final battle, I believe, of the video. We're trying to close out this run with the Trevenant, Tentacruel, Celio squad. And who we got? Volcano Marcio. Trev versus Trev. Not a very fun matchup because it really just comes down to baits. And let's see what we decide to do here. He actually goes straight for Seed Bomb. I don't recommend playing it this way. Maybe this is his way of just trying to force switch because he's willing to just let you no-shield the Seed Bomb so he can shield and then farm down. I decide to pivot out to not give him that farm down, and he responds with his own Tentacruel, and we are up a shield, and we're up a little bit of energy. So this is very good for me, in my opinion. And I'm thinking it might be the Mirror team. So we get no debuff there. Unlucky. He's going to fire off a move of his own from Tentacruel. And Scald is going to not debuff us as well. What's with these no debuffs? Can we get the first debuff of the game? Yes, we can. And now we're going to be able to live his Scald a little bit better. Potentially even get the Poison Jab down and come out with a move. That would be lovely. He Scalds. I save my Scald. Go into Trev. He farms me down, but I think I'm okay with this. Because I only expect his Trev to get to one move here, and I have a move banked on my own Tentacruel for later. He doesn't throw his move. I think this would have been... And I also lag a turn here, which is unfortunate, right? I should be a turn ahead, so I should have gotten off this Body Slam before his Celio, but it's actually a charge attack priority, so I lag a turn upon entry. That's always a bit of an unfortunate bug to have to deal with. Our fellow Celios, Powder Snowing away. Powder Snow is doing like 1 damage, double resisted to each of us. But here I am going to swap. I was going for a catch, but I end up getting the Scald off, which is really nice as well. And now the Celio is so low. And look at that Poison Jab damage we got before going down. I was shocked I lived that many Powder Snows with how low the health was on my Tentacruel. We're going to take this Body Slam as it's debuffed. And I'm going to, of course, shield the Seed Bomb. I have to. And I actually decide here to throw the Body Slam. The reason is because these Shadow Claws, I didn't want to give him a win con where like the Shadow Claws put me into Body Slam range and he had like double Body Slam banked or something. So I throw my Body Slam at the Trev. We can shield here and we get the Powder Snow down since he still has a shield. Really no point there in throwing my Body Slam. And that is going to close things out, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 4-1, a total of a 12-2-1 run, 1 tie. And honestly, the 2 losses, if I remember correctly, were like pretty RPS, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like it was kind of RPS losses, and we're already at 24-02 early in the season. Once again, if you have like yet to even start your Go Battle League battles, if you have a way lower starting elo, like we got kind of lucky in some aspects with our starting elo, because I've seen some people with like higher win rates, but my elo was higher, and oh my gosh, that's gonna start some people in the comments are gonna be like, oh, streamer luck, streamer get, I don't even know, dude. I don't even want to deal with it. I think it has somewhat to do with, I think we started off running a lot of Spice in the first several sets of the season, which may have shrunk our win rate. And then in the last like 5 days or so, we've had a very high win rate. And I think maybe those influence your starting elo a little bit more than like your first several sets of the season or first several days of the season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back streaming on Tuesday night when I get back home, hopefully. Or maybe I'll prioritize getting YouTube videos up on Tuesday when I get back at night. And then we'll stream for the first time again on Wednesday. But I will see you guys soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos from this weekend. And yeah, all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.